We're just hours away from Election Day, but there were already some hiccups at voter assistance centers. I spoke with County Registrar Rebecca Spencer about the issue and what voters need to know. Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tomorrow is the big day. How's everything looking so far?
It's going very well. So yeah, everybody's very busy here. We have about 600,000 ballots returned in our office already. So and expecting to be very busy tomorrow.
600,000 ballots returned already. Wow, is that a record?
Yes, yes, for this early in the process. Yes, that's definitely a record.
Well, the first day of voting at voter assistance centers on Saturday saw some hiccups. Can you tell us about that and how has that been resolved?
Sure. Yes. So in-person voting at the voter assistance center started on Saturday, and we did experience technical difficulties. It was basically a volume issue with all 130 sites and 3 laptops at each site, so about 400 connections all at once. There was some volume issues, but we worked quickly with our vendor and IT technicians to fix some coding and resolve the issues. So by Saturday afternoon, we saw the processing of voters speeding up significantly, and there was no issues reported on Sunday, and there hasn't been any issues reported today. So we're very happy to say that issue's been resolved, and voters are getting processed relatively quickly.
How has turnout been so far at these assistance centers compared to in-person voting?
So the voter assistance center, so on Saturday, we processed about 9,000 in-person voting, and we also did another 9,000 today, Sunday. Today, we're at about 7,500, so it looks like we're going to be above the 9,000 mark for today. So that's how it's looking for in-person voting. And then for vote by mail, like I said, we have about 600,000 vote by mail ballots that are in our office.
When it comes to watching the results, what time can we expect to see initial results, and can most races and ballot propositions be called on election night?
So our first results will be released after 8 p.m. So probably around 8:30 is when the first results will be issued. And that would be the vote by mail ballots that have been received. They're busy unfolding those, slicing open those envelopes right now and counting them. So that will be what you see in that 8:30 result. And then at 9 o'clock, we will do the second update. That will be Tuesday in-person votes from midday pickup. So we go to popular voting sites and do a midday pickup of ballots, bring them back to our office and start counting them. That will be the 9 p.m. Release. And then at 10, 11, midnight, and 1 a.m. So every hour on the hour, we will release more results. And those will be the in-person voter assistance centers as they're closing their polls at 8 p.m. and making they have to fill out all of their closing documents, do some reconciliations as to how many people signed in the roster versus how many ballots they take out of the ballot box. They all have to transport those ballots back here to our office, and then we have to scan them in. So those will be in the from 10 to about 1 a.m. Those will be the voter assistance centers as they're reporting into our office. Starting at 1 a.m., we'll switch to updating results every 90 minutes until all in-person voting ballots are counted.
Coming up later in this newscast, part 2 of my interview with the county registrar. Will voters know who the president will be on election night? And are there concerns of violence or intimidation at the polls?